Attack on Titan chapter 137 was very different than any other chapters of Attack on Titan. Spoiler alert, in this video I will be talking about Attack on Titan chapter 137. So if you are an anime only, then this is your time to click off of this video so you don't get spoiled of anything. Well yeah, now let's talk about this chapter. Well, when I read this chapter, I was super confused with quite a lot of things and had quite a lot of questions. Well, as we were approaching towards the end of the manga, before reading this chapter, I thought that most of my previous questions will also be answered. Because yeah, when the manga is about to end, we expect that all of our unanswered questions will be answered sooner. But I kid you not, after reading this chapter, those questions multiplied by a number of times, which I'm hoping would be answered in the next two chapters. And I'm pretty sure it would be, because hey, Isayama is a mad lad who will definitely answer all of the questions. So the chapter itself started with Zeke talking to Armin about how the life multiplied and how the life actually started on planet Earth. He was just talking about everything that happened from the smallest being to multiplying and keep on multiplying. I kid you not, this part of Armin and Zeke's talk was one of the best things that actually happened in this chapter. And this chapter was actually quite amazing. Then Zeke also told about how the Path's world is actually free of death as well as free of life, and how Ymir was actually trapped in Paths with all the other Titans which were there. To be exact, Titan shifters. Zeke also said that Zeke himself failed to understand Ymir's feelings, but Eren was the only one who did understand Ymir's feelings, and thus Ymir ended up siding with Eren and helped him. Well, as Zeke was continuously talking about his philosophies and things, Armin kinda started rushing things because he was getting desperate as all of his friends were still fighting against Eren and all the Titans. So he wanted to break free and help his friends to defeat Eren. Then Armin started talking about how he felt like his purpose of living was only to run a race with all three of them, that is Eren, Mikasa, Armin, or even watching squirrels eat nuts and stuff like that, which actually implied that Armin was enjoying his life in every single trivial thing, which was as simple as just running a race or watching a squirrel eat nuts, or even going to a market and enjoying the scenery over there and trying new cuisines to eat, which kind of made Zeke remember that how much fun he actually had while playing catch with Saber. And as Zeke and Armin were still talking about the things that actually made them have fun, something unthinkable happened. All the previous Titan shifters started coming towards Zeke and Armin in their human form. And then we got a scene of Jean helping Peak escape from the Titans, and we got to see that Reiner was again crushed by all the Warhammer Titans. And even Annie was getting crushed. At this point of time, it was looking dire for the Alliance that they were gonna lose because they were getting overwhelmed by the Titans. But Berthold, Marcel, Poco, Ymir, they all came back in their Titan form and started helping the Alliance, which kinda made me confused when this actually happened as well as hyped at the same time. Well, when this happened, Mikasa took the opportunity to chase the Goat Titan, which was escaping from them. But this time, I would give props to Gabi for shooting him down, which helped Mikasa to rescue Armin from the Goat Titan. As Armin was falling from the Goat Titan's mouth, Goat Titan immediately tried to catch him again. But Koni came at the last moment and sliced the Goat Titan's tongue, and Armin was freely falling. But this time again he got saved by none other than Annie herself. I mean, Annie wasn't gonna allow Armin to die, if you know what I mean. But as Annie and Armin were still having their movement, they were on the verge of getting attacked by some other Titan again. I kid you not, quite a lot of things were continuously happening in this chapter. But guess what? This actually blew my mind. Grisha, the flipping Grisha Jaeger came back and he protected Annie and Armin. I mean, bruh, this blew my mind. I did not expect Grisha to pop out of anywhere and save them. Well, if you take a closer look behind, you can also see Eren Kruger doing his signature pose of breaking the Titan into two. Well, if that wasn't enough, Zeke himself showed up in his human form and started waving towards Levi. And just before his final moments, Zeke realized how beautiful the world actually is. But it was too late, as Levi straight up sliced his head off and completely killed him, which was actually the time when Levi completed his promise that he made to Commander Erwin Smith. While all this was happening, Armin explained everything to his friends, like how this actually happened. He said that Zeke woke everyone up inside the Paths. And what did he mean by woke them up? I do not know about it. That's one of the questions that I have from this chapter. I'm still confused. How did Ymir end up siding with Zeke? What did he actually say to her? Well, hopefully it would be answered in the next chapter. And well, as Levi ended up slicing Zeke's head, the rumbling stopped, and Jean immediately used this opportunity to run towards Eren's head, and he ended up blowing Eren's head off. As Jean ended up blowing Eren's head off, the thingy again came out. This thing was again trying to reach towards Eren's head and connect it again, just like it did when Eren's head blew off when Gabby shot him. But Reiner wasn't gonna do the same mistake again. He immediately grabbed it and stopped it from connecting to Eren's head. Well, I have another question here. As we all have seen that this thing is actually super flexible. So my question is that why didn't this thing stretch a bit more and connect it to Eren's head at this position? If you take a closer look, you can see that Eren's head as well as this thing are super close to one another. Might as well just stretch a few more meters and you can just connect to Eren's head. That's my main question. Why didn't it reconnect to Eren's head by stretching a few more inches? Well, going back to the chapter, after Reiner pinned the thing down, Jean as well as others escaped on Falco. Well, I think this might be Reiner's opportunity to finally die, but as we have seen from this manga, I don't think Reiner will end up dying here. He might still somehow survive this. I kid you not, this panel was amazing. I really loved it. Where Grisha, Eren Kruger, Cassper, as well as Armin were standing on the hand of Colossal Titan. This looked amazing. And finally we got to see how Casper's Titan actually looked like. Well, the chapter ended with Armin blowing up Eren's remaining bones and Mikasa and Armin crying at the same time, and they did their final goodbye towards Eren. Well, as I said, I had quite a lot of questions while reading this chapter, and to be honest, if I wanted to rate this chapter, it is a solid 8.5 out of 10 in my opinion, because some things that happened kind of blew my mind in a good way as well as in a questionable way. And I mean, quite a lot of people are actually comparing it to the Game of Thrones season 8 ending, and I wouldn't say that it's that bad, and to be honest, it is not bad at all. I just want to make one request. No matter how Isayama ends Attack on Titan, please do not harass him. Respect his decision, respect the ending that he's gonna choose, and enjoy the manga. Well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think of this chapter? And with that, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more anime and manga content. My name is Sasbekt, and I'll talk to you legends in the next one.